I'll start off with a very, very basic idea as in how IT industry works, right? When you join a software industry, so I think most of the folks who get hired by software companies, I think most of us are hired for a developer role, right? And very few, I guess, for product management, because usually companies, unless it is lateral, usually companies hire for product management from MBA institutes, right? But that doesn't mean that to become a product manager, you need to have an MBA degree. That doesn't mean, okay? And that's why I said, because I think that's the way companies think that as a fresher, it's probably from a technical background, it doesn't suit to be part of a product management team. And I mean, those who have a certain inclination towards product management can actually, with experience, even without the MBA degree, can actually switch into a product management role. And I have seen examples. Okay, so I will focus primarily on the developer role, because that is what you guys probably will be hired if you opt for a software company, right? In any IT company, how does teams work, right? When does customer pay us money? The customer pays us money when we solve some problem, when we give him some solution, when either we optimize his operations, or maybe we boost his business, right? Or some sort of benefit that so that is where the money comes from. And based on how we actually do that, how we actually realize that solution, to do that, there is a business team which comes up with a requirement, right? That to realize this solution, to benefit our customers, we need to implement these requirements, right? We need to implement these solutions. We need to innovate, right? And that is where requirements come. Requirements come from business. Once these requirements come, that is where the role of a developer starts. And then developer does design, implementation, testing, deployment, and again this cycle goes back to the customer, right? So this is pretty much what we do. Now, how do we do development, right? So there are multiple languages. I think there are a lot of open source projects going on which solve a lot of problems, right? And the important part is not to solve the most difficult problem. The important part is to solve the problem which benefits the customer the most, and in shortest amount of time. And that is where the importance of open source comes into picture. Because you could pretty much reinvent the whole thing again, but is it really going to benefit you? So when you solve a problem, always try to find the easiest solution which is impacting the business the most. And that is what is the crux, right? And that is what is called the smart solutioning. I mean, coding is something which anyone can do. But the real challenge comes here is, how do you make the most impact to the business spending the least amount of money, right? How can we do that? By leveraging open sources, of course. Because open sources have already solved bunch of our problems. Now, software industry is of two types, as we all know, right? Product-based and services-based. Now, this slide pretty much covers from the startup venture perspective, right? When you actually think about starting something, right? Now, whether you start something, a product concept or based on services. So this curve, what it shows is that the amount of money that you need for a product startup is much higher. If you see the green curve, right? Green curve pretty much tells you how the money equation will be with respect to time, right? So initially the investment will be heavy, of course, but then once if it is successful, the returns will be even higher. So risk is high on the product side. On the services side, risk is low, but rewards are also not very high. I mean, if you see the blue curve, which is a successful services curve, even if you are successful in a services business, you probably may not be able to match your revenue levels with the product company. So software development, we already know. The one who builds solutions, it's a pure technical role, right? Product management is someone who defines the roadmap. Now, product manager, being a product manager, one should have a complete idea of what the business is all about. He should do the competitor analysis, who all are the competitors, what exactly should I do quarter by quarter to make sure that my revenue keeps going up or my profitability keeps going up, or what is going to be the strategy, right? So product management role is a role which works in conjunction with all other teams, be it developer, sales and marketing, or professional services, right? I'll come to professional services now. But product management is a typical business development role, right, in which you basically define the roadmap to make sure that how you boost the business and revenue figures, right? Professional services extend those products to build solutions for the clients, right? Now, a big company may have several products, right? So it will have a huge R&D team which is working on different product suites, and professional services will essentially use all those products to build a solution for the clients. Will extend those products to build a solution for the clients. That is what is a professional services role. Sales and marketing is again a client-facing role in which you basically onboard new clients, you basically bring more business to the company. Do you agree that Google and Facebook are one of the top-notch software companies? How many of you agree? I think most of you agree, right? You know, these companies were basically started by college graduates. So this is the right time, folks. This is the right time to build your next startup venture. While you are in college, you keep upgrading your knowledge. I found these two websites very good, especially Coursera is the one which even today I use that website, and I have about 8 years of experience, but I still attend these courses today. So it is a I think the courses are very pragmatic in nature. These courses are taken by one of the best faculties in the world, by top-notch universities. So I think you must go and take a look at it, get yourself registered, and start exploring in the area of your interest. Because this is the right time when you can actually figure out what exactly is your interest, and you can further gain more knowledge through these portals. For those folks who are really enthusiastic about building some startup, I would suggest that look for the problems around you. See what problems can you really solve. I mean, for instance, most of the startups basically are built out of problems faced on a daily basis, right? Right? So I would suggest that start thinking. I mean, I hope you guys would already be doing, some of you guys would already be doing such a stuff, but I think this is the right time to start working in that direction. So that is pretty much what I wanted to cover. Thank you.